Hello, welcome. We're Tea and Toffees. I'm Nightshade and I'm a demon. Hi.
Hello, I'm Cecilia. I was a witch in my previous life.
I'm improvising. We don't have notes for this. Apparently chapter 10 took too long. We're never gonna finish this book. Holy moly. So I don't have a question for us, actually. We'll get another one next episode. No question. We're going right into it. If this is shorter, who cares? Whatever.
Whatever. Chapter 11. The Firebolt.
No. Book 3. Person of Azkaban. Chapter 11. The Firebolt. That's how you do it, Cecilia.
Aww.
Yeah, let's get right into it. Harry is sitting on his bed being depressed and looking through the photo album Hagrid gave him. You remember? At the end of year 1, he got a photo album.
Yes.
I never realized, is Remus not depicted in any photographs in the album Hagrid gave him? He was supposedly good friends with Harry's parents and Sirius and Peter after all. I'd expect there to be pictures of all 4 boys together, or at least just, you know? He was supposed to be good friends with them.
Maybe Harry is face blind? Maybe Remus aged really badly. His werewolf affliction clearly has a severe effect on him after all. And we know Harry is not... okay, yeah, stretch for the new episode. Stretch for the beginning of the new episode.
Sorry, just...
yeah, we know that Harry is not very observant unless he's, like, obsessed with something. Maybe that plays a role as well.
True.
Harry keeps thinking about Black being in Azkaban as well. Like, this man in the photos is in Azkaban right now. And how the Dementors are not affecting him, apparently. How he doesn't hear his mom's screams. But Harry, Black wasn't there. He can't relive a memory that he doesn't have, you know? And even if Black isn't affected by Azkaban like all the others are, even if the punishment isn't as bad for him, he is still trapped on an isolated island in a little dirty cell with no one to talk to all day. It's still a very harsh situation to be in. Does Harry think being in a Muggle prison isolation cell is no punishment for the people there? Is he doubting the Muggle justice system?
Harry has no clue of the Muggle justice system, does he?
Yeah, no, otherwise he would have reported the Dursleys for abuse.
Ha! No, never. You underestimate abused children. Overestimate abused children? It's just not a thing.
Yeah,
it's just,
I know.
And who would have believed him, you know, and all that. And he doesn't trust adults. You know how it is.
Yeah, I know. Poor Harry.
So, yeah, thoughts about Sirius Black. Once back in the company of his friends, Ron and Hermione try to convince Harry not to go after Black. They try very hard. An entire thing. Because that would be madness. We don't really see Harry's thoughts here. Again, I mentioned this last time. It's Harry had empty. Bad writing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's just, he's a POE character, but we don't really get his thoughts all that often. But is that a human emotion thing? Wanting to go after the person who got the parents you never knew killed, even though you don't stand a chance? I don't understand it. I don't understand the reasoning. I don't get it.
I think that's an emotional thing. Like, revenge is usually fueled by strong emotions.
If you, Cecilia, put yourself in Harry's position, would you understand it?
No, not completely at least. He never knew his parents, so there's no real emotional attachment there. And Black killed 13 people at once. Why would I want to get myself killed for parents I never knew? Harry is just obsessed with the idea of his parents, having never had a proper parental figure before Hogwarts. And it's really hard to put myself, in Harry's shoes. Like, and unless you have had a similar experience, then it would maybe be easier, but still hard thinking back on those memories. So hard to say.
I don't get it.
You don't get it?
No.
You don't have to get it. It's mostly emotional fueled, and emotions are hard.
Alright, continuing on, Ron accidentally gives Harry the idea to ask Hagrid about Sirius Black, but once there, they are immediately derailed by a ministry letter, which I'm going to quote. Further to our inquiry into the attack of by a hippogriff. Attack by a hippogriff, which why is this even such a big thing? Okay, anyway. Draco,
because it's Draco and Lucius.
Yeah. Attack by a hippogriff on a student in your class. We have accepted the assurances of Professor Dumbledore that you bear no responsibility for the regrettable incident. I disagree.
You disagree?
Yeah, Draco ignored Hagrid's directions, which is probably not even part of the entire thing, because no, Lucius Malfoy's son would never break the rules, right?
Never.
But we know Draco brought that upon himself. But it was Hagrid's responsibility to prepare his students for such an encounter. And it was Hagrid's responsibility to ensure their safety, and maybe not have them interact with hippogriffs for their very first lesson, when the entire point of this class is to learn how to properly care and interact with dangerous creatures, or just magical creatures in general.
Yeah, that was...
The point is to prepare them to safely interact with, for example, hippogriffs. He didn't do that.
Yeah, first lesson could have been like, okay, we are going to start off by learning about hippogriffs. Let me show you some hippogriffs. I'm going to interact with them, and once we have covered the topic a bit more, then maybe if you feel ready for it, then you can approach them. But we're going to do that one at a time so that I can make sure that everyone is safe.
Yeah, and they're like, out of all the creatures we see covered over the years, the hippogriffs are among the most dangerous Hagrid lets them see.
Yeah. I mean...
And the Blast and its Groots. Technically also the Thestrals, but the rest is like... I mean, they cover unicorns when Hagrid is out of the way in Book 4. Madame Crabapple has some unicorns, which are like so much safer. And that's year 4.
Yeah. Well, it's Hagrid.
Yeah, it's just... Dumbledore pulled the strings clearly, as is evident from the letter. It's just...
Like Dumbledore and Lucius are both pulling strings.
No, Lucius would have wanted Hagrid to get thrown out.
Yes.
Definitely, and then Dumbledore pulled the strings. So instead, the hippogriff takes the brunt of it. Which is... We continue with the letter. However, we must register our concern about the hippogriff in question. We have decided to uphold the official complaint of Mr. Lucius Malfoy, and this matter will therefore be taken to the Committee for the Disposal of Dangerous Creatures. The hearing will take place on April the 20th, and we ask you to present yourself and your hippogriff at the committee's offices in London on that date. In the meantime, the hippogriff should be kept tethered and isolated. This is such a... doesn't make any sense. It's a hippogriff, a wild animal. What animal? And wild animal. What are they expecting to happen here? Besides, injuries are no big deal when you have magic. Cracked skulls from Quidditch incidents are the norm here. No one ever bats an eyelash at those. I know it's Lucius pulling the strings, but that's just petty. Surely he's aware of how traumatic his son is being. I'd have expected him to be exasperated as a parent and not bother. He didn't care when his son was sent into the Forbidden Forest in Book 1, which is arguably more dangerous. I mean, I would draw the parallel to dogs being put down for biting people, but...
It's the magical world. There is no logic or reason behind it. That's just how things are. Random. I also find it interesting that the trio found old cases on hippogriffs on trial at the Committee for Disposal of Dangerous Creatures. What does the Hogwarts library not have? I assume these documents are not confidential and publicly available, but this is still a very specific thing to look up. And Hogwarts is a school at that. To my knowledge, that they don't have a subject where this would be relevant. Except maybe history of magic, but that subject is all about goblin rebellions anyways.
Care of magical creatures?
Yes, care of magical creatures, but why would they look up odd cases where they stood on trial?
I mean, that would have been perfect. Like, okay, see what happened here. Now let's make a lesson out of this. Here I have the documents for it.
The books were very dusty, so that clearly doesn't happen. So why do they have those books? I mean, it's only famous cases in that book But it's still, why do they have that book in the first place if it's like clearly never used for any subject taught at Hogwarts? Because if it were, it wouldn't have gathered dust like that.
I'm still caught up on the fact that there is a committee for the disposal of dangerous creatures. Just leave them be. Stupid humans and their god complex. But yeah, the Hogwarts library has quite a lot of books that a school has no reason to have. It's, for one, almost the entire restricted section. Why does that exist? But maybe the school part is just an excuse to collect books.
Yes, that must be the case.
So, Christmas.
Oh yeah, we are still at Christmas. I kind of forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how do the Christmas presents magically appear for the students? I assume owls bring them in and house elves distribute them. Households without house elves, I suppose, would do it similar to the Muggle way. Parents hide it and then magically move them to the Christmas tree. But if kids at Hogwarts receive presents, are they checked somehow beforehand? Because at home, the parents would probably do a quick magical check on packages from an unknown source. It's like they would do that from presents from other family members, friends they know, but an unknown package with no card, they would do a brief check. Did this happen here as well? Did the house elves do something like this?
You know, you only read the chapter where I wrote this morning, way after you did those notes.
Yep.
The fanfic one. How did you manage to phrase that so accurately? What the hell's this here?
A shared brain cell. A shared brain cell. Like, yeah, at the beginning of the week, I wrote these notes, and this morning I read the fanfic chapter where he wrote it. Very similar to this. It's shared brain cell. Okay, now to the presents themselves, even though we don't know how they actually get there and how scary that is. Among Harry's presents is the titular firebolt. Thank you, Hermione, for being the reasonable one and saying the room should be checked before use. Sometimes you just have to tell the teacher. It's not like they're going to get in trouble, so I see no harm with this, like telling the teacher that there is a suspicious package, whatever. They're even correct in their assumption that the firebolt might have been sent by Sirius Black. Like, yes, Hermione, McGonagall, you are right. The package is indeed sent by Sirius Black. Oh, and what I also liked is the sneakoscope is back and telling us that someone in this room is not trustworthy. And this time there is no, twins who put something into the soup of someone else or whatever it was. And that Scabious is looking bad because of all the stress a very lovely cat causes. Is actually also a nice cover-up for the other stress factor, Black being after Peter Pettigrew. I also noted that no one addressed the sneakoscope going off. Not even a comment like, oh yeah, we always suspected that it might be broken. It's just, yeah, sneakoscope is there, it goes off, put it back in the sock. Conversation about that over? It's, But at least we get the little hints there once again that make the payoff in the end all the better. Also, no, back to the rat again. I'm kind of jumping between the two, it seems. No comment from Harry that, yes, rats live for years, but they are now in 3rd year. And before that, Percy had Scabious, the rat. So it's well over the usual lifespan already. It's as if this fact was forgotten by Harry.
I think the implication is there. Let me quote the book.
Okay.
But Harry, remembering what the woman at the magical menagerie had said about rats only living 3 years, couldn't help feeling that unless Scabious had powers he had never revealed, was reaching the end of his life. He doesn't explicitly say it, but I'd say it's clear that he's more than aware that Scabious is well beyond his lifespan. This is show don't tell in a way, a bit. It's like it's so obvious. We don't need to explicitly mention it and spell it out for you, little 3-year-olds. Sorry.
But I'm a little 3-year-old who needs everything spelled out for me.
Apparently. After presents, time for lunch. This year, there's only one table because so few stayed at the castle.
I wouldn't want to sit at the same table as all the teachers. And Filch.
Oddly, there is no mention of the other teachers' absence at Christmas because, like, we have more than these few teachers.
Maybe they went home for Christmas.
Yeah, they are probably off to enjoy the holidays, but Harry's lack of awareness is preventing even a single mention.
Yeah, wow. It's like, what maybe about the other teachers that Harry doesn't know by name because he doesn't attend classes with them?
He surely knows his astronomy teacher.
Yeah, surely. But like,
she's
what
not
about
there.
She's not there. What about Professor Victor, was it?
Also not there. But
yeah.
I mean, yeah, he wouldn't know them, but still he notes who is there. I mean, the number is important of who is there, and it's just the main teachers that we get to see all the time. And it's like, what about the rest? What about the rest?
Yeah.
Who is there? Surprisingly, is Trelawney. Apparently, she saw herself coming down to join them.
Trelawney, just admit that you wanted some company. I think she only saw that in the crystal ball because that was her wish and not like fate. So she just wanted company, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just go down. But apparently now we have to mask our true feelings and also mask our incompetence and just pretend for the sake of blending in. Because others would be nervous if the divination teacher actually predicts stuff every now and then that turns out to be correct. How about just not sharing everything in order to not freak people out or make them nervous? Would work just fine.
She's a fraud. Her ability to lie is not very believable.
No, and everyone knows it. McGonagall is appropriately exasperated.
Never forget that when 13 dine together, the first to rise will be the first to die. 13 is not an unlucky number in every culture, but sure, let's go with it.
Well, let's go with it. Now I have to count
every time
I dine with people to make sure it's not 13. But anyway, isn't Dumbledore the first to die out of all of them?
Well, yes. Because, like, was Peter with them? Scabbers in Ron's pocket? Because he would count. In that case, Dumbledore was the first to rise when he stood up to greet Trelawney.
Yes! I didn't think about Peter. Thank you for pointing that out to me. Because I thought, okay, yeah, Harry and Ron rose. It's like Trelawney asked him, which of you rose first? And I was like, Dumbledore is the first to die. But yes, there's a Peter there as well.
Initially, I was like, why is he standing up when she comes in? And then it was like, so he can die first.
Yeah, so he can die first. So that Trelawney is actually correct for once.
Well, I suppose this is more of a general superstition and not Trelawney specific.
Yeah, I suppose, but still.
Chapter 12. The Patronus. It's time for Lupin to teach Harry how to fight Dementors.
I am going to teach you a spell well beyond ordinary wizarding level, which you will attempt in a bit over 2 years. It's like wanting to teach an 8th grader something you learn in your major for A level as additional information for bonus points, because the majority will struggle with it and can't be expected to learn this. How does Lupin think Harry will be able to learn this? I mean, don't get me wrong, Harry is good at defense, but he's no genius. Also, belated realization here. Why are they doing this in the history classroom? The defense classroom should be big for practical applications, right? Why the need for a different classroom? Why the history classroom specifically?
I don't know.
Sad.
I'm wondering, how exactly does a Boggart's shape-shifting work? Because apparently it can mimic a Dementor's abilities and make Harry relive the memory he shouldn't have. It's a Boggart.
Yeah, also, Lupin shouldn't set the fake Dementor loose after Harry has cast the spell successfully once. Yeah, it's just, how does the Boggart do this, and why does Lupin do this?
Yeah.
We will never know.
Not a good teacher after all. Like letting a Boggart loose in front of a class of children. Like, what the?
Bad teacher. But I don't know.
What does it say that the best teacher they ever had was a Death Eater in disguise?
That says a lot about the quality of Defense Against the Dark Arts teachers.
Yep.
And also, Harry learning this spell made me wonder, does Harry even have a wand with him during the Quidditch match? Like, he wants to learn it, in part, because of the Quidditch game coming up. But I don't think they take their wands with them, because if they, like, have an accident, fall to the ground, the wand would break. They don't want that. So he would, once again, be defenseless while doing the match, because... Well, unless he can cast the spell wandlessly, which, no, he can't.
You underestimate the need for magical people to carry their wands everywhere. Even on fast-flying broomsticks during games in which bludgers could break your bones and wand anytime.
Well, Ollivander will profit from it, and other wand makers from all the new wands they have to give out to all the Quidditch players because they broke their wand during a game.
But Harry's is unique. Yes,
Harry's is unique, so he really shouldn't take it with him on a Quidditch match. At least we get a sentence during the Quidditch match about Harry putting his wand like in his t-shirt or whatever he's wearing. So we do get a mention specifically that he does take his wand with him. So
odd place to put a wand. And then it got broken by a standard Quidditch accident. Whoops. Yeah, other than this, I don't have much more to say about this chapter, except Crookshanks is innocent, and never blame the cat for trying to eat a rat or disembowel it and present its intestines to you as a gift. All hail the cat.
All hail Toffee. Thankfully, Toffee doesn't do that.
Only because she doesn't have access to any mice.
Do you really think Toffee would chase a mouse willingly?
No, you're right, she wouldn't.
Yeah.
But my soulmate cat is always so proud when she lines up her latest victim's guts for us. She's so proud. She loves doing that. Little gift for us. Here, lined up neatly.
It's so cute of the cat, but on the other hand, I'm a bit disgusted with intestines from a mouse. So maybe we will just stick to indoor
If you've seen it for like 14, 16 years, it's normal. It's fine.
Let's stick to indoor cats who are allowed to go on the balcony if we have one. Okay.
And the beach and the
backyard
and the backyard. And the backyard, and she comes to vacations with us.
That go out in a very controlled environment so that I don't have to see the guts of the mouse.
She's always so chill. I was so surprised. I mean, she was like already 10 when we got her, right? You can't teach a cat that age anything. And I was like, okay, let's try this out. And she was like, oh, grass to eat. And I was like, cat, outdoors. And she was like, nah.
I have grass to eat. Yeah.
Imagine that. A cat was so happy to go on vacation with you, and that's the most important. I've never seen that before. I know a lot of cats, and any other cats I know. Like, my soulmate would never. She hates being alone when her caretakers go on holidays, and it's like usually I go house sitting just for that alone, but she would never go to the vacation with them. No, she would never.
But on the topic of your soulmate, I have been
she's
wondering.
Best kitty. How
can the best kitty be your soul mate when you don't actually have a soul, Nightshade?
We are sharing?
You're sharing a soul?
Her soul fills the hole in my chest. I don't know, she just makes me feel whole. I love that cat more than anything in this dumpster fire of a mortal world. Toffee comes right after. Sorry, Sissy, cats are more important than you.
It is understandable. They are cats after all.
Yeah. It's just, when I'm near her and she allows me to cuddle her and she purrs soft, small little purring. It's just
So
I feel a little more wool than usual.
Yeah.
Toffee also does that, but nothing will ever compare to my soulmate. I mean, I've had her for almost the entire time I've been in this mortal world, right?
Yeah. A deep
And
bond.
it's like if she were your cat, you would have had her for over 2/3 of your life, Cecilia. Imagine that.
Oh. Deep attachment.
Yeah, that's yes, that is very deep attachment. It's
it's gonna be hard once death will claim her as her own.
I mean, especially considering Soulmate Cat, Doggy, and Toffee will all die around the same time.
Oh gosh.
Because the dog has, I mean, it's a certain type of breed, and their lifespan is pretty accurate at 14 years of age. And when he's 14,
yeah.
Oof. Yeah, when he's 14, my soulmate will turn 19, 20, 19. When he's 14, she will turn 19, and Toffee will be 17.
Whew. That will be a tough time. A very depressive time.
I mean, with cats, it's like indoor cats usually live longer than outdoor cats, but Toffee
has had weight problems.
Yeah, that can't be good for her liver and stuff. And then it's also a cat can be anywhere between like 14, 15 to 30. 30 is a bit old, but the general consensus, I think 20, but it's really, cats are very, very much of a toss-up. So you never know. You never know.
We will have to wait and see and just cuddle them while they are still here with us.
Yeah, it's like cat turns 8, I'm senior now. 8 years later, still a senior. 20 years later, still a senior. I'm like, cat. Darling,
you have been a senior for 2/3 of your life.
Yeah, it's like over half of their lives, up to 2/3. It's like just seniors all the way.
Yeah, seniors all the way.
Anyway, back to Harry Potter. Chapter 13. Gryffindor versus Ravenclaw. My favorite subject. Quidditch.
Yeah, wow. I have a lot of comments on this chapter. None, really. All I can say is, go Crookshanks! Go, go, go! I don't like Quidditch. Sirius was so close to his goal. If only Peter had actually been there. Poor Neville. Yeah, that's about it.
I have some odds and ends, I guess. Just randomly strung together without context.
Then go ahead.
You would think someone with Harry Seeker eyes, with super old glasses that never got updated though, how? And the reaction speed to handle a firebolt and catch the snitch in record times, would be more aware of his surroundings in general. But alas, Harry never was the smartest of the bunch.
Yeah, for someone who has to pay such close attention to his surroundings during the Quidditch match in order to not fly into players, keep track of the fast movements, look out for the snitch. Yeah, he's really not observant outside of Quidditch whatsoever. Like I said last episode, he only ever pays close attention if he is obsessed with something. And he is very much obsessed with Quidditch.
Next, ordinate. Bad Ron. Bad Ron. Don't
bad
you
Ron.
dare throw a rock at Crookshanks. He has done no wrong.
Bad Ron.
Have they always kept their brooms in the dormitories and then taken them down to practice in games instead of storing them, I don't know, in the broom shed? Or is it just the firebolt being special?
I think it's the firebolt being special. Otherwise, that would be so impractical to always take your broom, with you.
There's an effing broom shed.
They probably wanted to keep the special firebolt safe. I could see if it were like a safety issue with like houses trying to sabotage each other, like manipulating the brooms. But for that, just get different broom sheds like for all the houses and put magical protections on there. Simple enough. But yeah, firebolt is special. Everyone needs to admire it at breakfast. We need to make sure everyone sees this, and it's like, oh, and can you see this? The faces the Slytherins are making.
Next. Draco knows what a parachute is?
Draco,
He mentions a parachute.
That's very Muggle, Draco. How do you know about this?
Yeah, exactly. Also, I am not going to rant about the idiocy of a sport being entirely dependent on one single player per team and the amount of money you are able to spend on your very expensive equipment. I am not.
Yeah, I mean,
Also
Wood even says as much when he was like, okay, yeah, Harry got the firebolt back. Now the game is basically in the bag. I'm concerned about, like, he's just like, okay, we have that one player is good. Now we've won the game.
Funny how the memory is supposedly so important. The memory is the most important part of the Patronus charm, right?
Yes.
In this chapter, Harry casts it successfully without even thinking about it.
Maybe it was just like in the moment and all of his happy Quidditch memories combined and the ecstasy of the writing on the forward. But yeah, no way. It's,
the way it's written, because we never get to see, Harry has no thoughts, head empty, right? It's just he doesn't think about it, he just casts it, it works, and I'm like, what?
And apparently it was like even on the more powerful side of his previous tries as well. And I'm like, how? If your head was empty and there was like no specific happy memory there, how?
Last one. Poor Neville. It wasn't his fault. The cat stole his password note, and you can never blame the cat.
Yes, you can never blame the cat. Who could ever blame a cat?
Chapter 14. Snape's Grudge. Lots of extra security now. Now that Sirius actually managed to get into Gryffindor Tower, yeah. Took them long enough.
Are the front doors sentient? Like, can you actually teach them to recognize someone? It's so useful against criminals. Why didn't they do that from the start?
Because magic.
Magic.
We also get... Actually, I think this is the part where we stopped going through our notes together. Whoops. Anyway.
Whoops.
We also get security trolls. Like, are security trolls different than mountain trolls? Remember book 1? Because book 1 told us trolls are extremely stupid, violent, and stink horrendously. Not something you would want in front of the children's common room.
Maybe there are mountain trolls, but ones that are not as dumb?
Doubt it.
It's like security, comfort for children. Who cares? So
this will not come as a surprise, but I never really liked one. And I mean, I don't like Harry either. Neither, blah, 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 blah.
Either?
I don't like Harry either, but I'm not sure about Hermione. Anyway, but wanting someone to get rid of their cat, big no-no.
Big no-no. No.
And the way he treats Hermione this entire book is so disrespectful. To be fair, Hermione isn't much better. I mean, she brought Crookshanks into the boys' dormitory when she knew her cat had it out for once read. But still, those two are such a bad combination. Hermione needs better friends.
Yeah, she does.
And as she is the cat person, I shall side with her. Boy who lived through, Hermione, the girl with the cat.
Yes. Who needs the boy who lived if you can have the girl with the cat? Yes.
Exactly. Okay, Harry dearest, you have an invisibility cloak with you. Maybe use it while walking to your secret tunnel. As to not arouse suspicion in case someone sees you and wonders where you vanished to. No. Avoided the entire situation with Neville and Snape, you know.
Yeah, but it's like, why would the people even need to see him walking up the stairs? Like, didn't he do that specifically for Hermione to see? Like, see, I'm not sneaking out. But why do you make such a scene about that?
Same for... Yeah, and it's just... He goes to a secret tunnel and encounters Neville, and then Snape comes in, and suspicion. I'm like, you were alone for part of that. Just take out your cloak, vanish, and then you can just avoid Neville. If he doesn't see you, no scene. No Snape scene. No... Yeah. And same for when he comes back. 1, you have the damn map, Harry, you idiot. Maybe consult it before coming out your secret tunnel. 2, throw the cloak back on the moment you're out in the corridor. I mean, he leaves it there because He would have to leave the cloak where it was. It was too much of a giveaway if Malfoy had tipped off a teacher. I'm like, just use it not to get caught until you're back in Gryffindor Tower. You can't accio that cloak. It's special.
It would be too much of a giveaway. Like if you had it maybe in your bag and they inspect your bag and be like, oh, you have an invisibility cloak with you. But just use it to be invisible and then they won't catch you in the first place and can't ask about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
He could have avoided both situations. But Harry's an idiot.
It's Harry. He doesn't think it through. He's a brick.
So Snape obviously catches Harry and then they start to bicker like little children. Because of course they do.
Of course.
I still don't understand why Harry always gets so upset about Snape insulting his father. He never knew the man. Everything Snape says could be true. I mean, it is actually true for most part. Not the comparisons to Harry, because Harry isn't like that. That's just Snape being an asshole. But, you know. I mean, I suppose Harry already hates Snape and Harry has a bad temper and Snape isn't exactly a good person, certainly not a good teacher, but I don't get it.
It's, maybe it's more the, Snape insulting this, idea Harry has in his head about his parents.
I don't
the fantasy. It's maybe it's more about the fantasy that Harry made up and Snape is insulting that. But it's also like, wow, Snape, just wow. Professor Severus Snape, master of this school, commands you to yield the information you conceal. Could he have been any more of a dramatic drama queen in that moment? It was like, seriously? You are the master of this school and you command this piece of parchment.
Well, he is a master of this school.
Yes,
he's a potions master.
He's the potions master, a master of the school, head of House Slytherin, but the master of the school.
It's not. No. He wrote. He just said master of this school, and not a capital M either. So it's fine, I guess.
Okay, it's fine, I guess. But I still found it very much over the top in that moment.
It is. It's so dramatic.
Yeah, very dramatic in that moment. It also made me wonder, like, did the four friends, because we never actually know if they called themselves Marauders, did they put parts of like their consciousness in the map? Memories? Are there magical like AIs in there that learned based on the humans at the time of creation? Because how else would the map insult Severus like this? Use this specific phrasing. It seems custom tailored to Snape. Or did they just put this in specifically maybe for Snape? Because they specifically had it out for him and everyone else just gets like more normal general insults?
No, they probably did specifically put something in for Snevellas, right? In case he ever steals the map or something. I just found it interesting that
it's him. Unless, of course,
he says his name.
In this case, it was like, Professor Severus Snape. So in this case, the map would know. But would the map also know without him actually saying his name out loud?
I mean, maybe not. What I find interesting is that they instantly adapted to, he's a professor, and let's insult him about that. I'm like, that's scarily conscious, intelligent of this map.
Artificial intelligence, magic style?
Reminds me of a certain diary.
Yes.
Does Snape... What I wondered is, like, Snape should know about the nicknames James and Co. used for each other, right?
He should.
I mean, they used them frequently, and I believe they did. And then Snape surely overheard them often enough, and Remus should know that. It's like, he's trying so hard to fool Snape, be like, no, this is just joke parchment. You never stood a chance to fool Snape's, Remus dear. That parchment is damning. But Remus' acting is really good. I give him that. He's like blatantly lying. Both Remus knows, Snape knows, Harry doesn't. They both know it, but the adults both know, and he just continues to blatantly lie. It's impressive.
Yeah, it's that was really, really nice of Remus and that scene, how good he was able just to lie. But yeah, I can't see like the quartet just like shouting the nicknames across school to each other, like shouting out to each other. So Sirius must know the nicknames, but it's suspicious. And Lupin is also right in the fact that Harry and Ron were really irresponsible with this map, this Hogsmeade trip, because having Harry running around Hogsmeade, if he had kept his cloak on, maybe okay, fine, but they really were not careful. It's like they only were like, oh yeah, the cloak is still fine, I can still throw mud at Malfoy. It's just like, let's have fun. And the fun outweighed the carefulness, and with a mass murderer running around. What is so good about Hogsmeade anyways? It's not worth the risk, in my opinion.
Definitely not, but
teenage boys.
We've been wondering about that all this book. Like, why is Harry so obsessed with it?
Yeah.
Bit early to end this episode, but you don't have the notes for next chapter ready, so I suppose.
Yeah, I haven't read the next chapter yet, so I have.
But I can't do this without you. That wouldn't be fair.
I mean, I might have if I had known that we would take really that long for chapter 10. Then maybe I
didn't want to. I wanted to finish the. We're gonna take 100 years to finish this at that, and humans don't live that long.
Yeah, I don't live 100 years. We need to finish this earlier than that, because I don't live 100 years. You know.
Yeah, we still have. And you haven't even started books 4 and 5. Do you know how long these are?
Oh gosh, the horror of book 5. It's like, I mean, maybe we don't have as much to say for book 5. Aside from the editor stepped on this and nothing really happened in this chapter.
You wish.
Or maybe we are just going to comment on how redundant everything is.
You wish. No, I can see us going on and on and on and on and on,
like we did with chapter 10.
It will never end. It will never end. To be fair, chapter 10 was
really...
I can see the
horror in your eyes.
Chapter 10 was actually longer than the others, so...
Yeah, that's true as well. I mean, can you maybe tell me what the next chapter is about? Tell me the title of the chapter. Tease the audience for what is to come next episode.
I don't remember.
Oh yeah, I honestly didn't really expect you to, but maybe you could have...
I mean, I could pull up my notes, but
on the
why would I pull up my notes?
I mean, sometimes
I'm not pulling up my notes. I still have them open. No, I don't have them open.
I mean, sometimes you do remember just random stuff. So could have been that you just by chance remembered the chapter title for next episode.
Look, I did all the notes for chapters 10 to 16, I believe.
16.
On Monday.
Okay.
I did all of that on Monday, Tuesday. It's been 5 days. I don't remember shit about it.
Yeah, that's valid. I mean, without the notes, I also wouldn't remember like most of what I wrote in my notes. That's what we have the notes for.
Exactly.
For us to remember.
Okay, I think we're now like almost at around 40-45-ish minutes. So
yeah, 40-45-ish minutes.
Also, you need to change your outfit soon. It's getting colder now, Cecilia.
Oh, it's getting colder again.
Unlike me, you actually get cold.
Yes, I am sensitive to the cold. That is a thing that happens.
So
we'll get out the long sleeves again, but that would mean I need to cover up the Toffee tattoo. Look at it. Look at the Toffee.
You sure that's Toffee?
Yeah, maybe it's not Toffee, but cat.
Yes. A cat and some Cecilia flowers.
Yes.
Well, they are lilies. But
yeah.
You know.
Cold. I mean, I don't like 30 degrees Celsius outside, but...
oh, gosh. Oof. Oh, gosh.
Oof.
We're recording this at the end of June. Middle of June, actually. We're expected to have 30 degrees Celsius next week. It's gonna be a nightmare.
At least it's only predicted for 2 days next week.
I'm gonna die.
Let's just hope we have adequate
No, wait, I'm dead already. But, oh gosh.
I hope for adequate temperatures in 2 weeks' time.
No, that's worse than melt. I'm gonna evaporate.
You're gonna evaporate? Like when you combine hydro with pyro, you're gonna evaporate? Vaporized?
No, it's just the normal physical state of like, I'm not even melting, I'm evaporating at that point. It's just...
Yeah. You're not a liquid, you're a fluid. You can change like from solid state to liquid state to gas.
I can do whatever I want. Okay.
Freedom.
Until next time, you can find... Actually, if you're bothered about your outfit, I could make you a new one, but you would still have to cover up the tattoo.
Yeah, but tattoo.
But winter.
Yeah, true.
Autumn.
Guess I will get back the long sleeves.
Okay. You can find us, as always, on X, Twitter, Spotify, YouTube, at @TNToffies. I play games live on Saturdays with Cecilia joining, unless I'm not home for conventions and shit. But generally on Saturdays. Over on Twitch, @neitshayd. I also occasionally post random art on Instagram, @neitshayd. Yes.
Yes, we hope that you enjoyed this episode. You can leave us a comment where you're also exasperated by Harry and found him irresponsible. Then please tell us so, share in our sentiment. Also like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, please, and thank you.
Until next, I have no idea what's up next even, because I know I don't even know in which context. No.
Yeah, that's for the other, yeah.
Yeah,
we haven't planned that far ahead yet.
Yeah, this episode was supposed to come. It was supposed to be part 3, but nope. Chapter 10 was just too long.
So this is part 4 now, and after part 3 is X-Men, which you already know by the point this episode comes out.
Is it? Wait,
isn't it?
I mean, Loki's in there. Our Flagmate Steph is in there. X-Men. I have no idea where we are right now. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
They will see in due time.
Something will come out in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Next week?
I mean, we're twice monthly. If this comes out at the beginning, then in 2 weeks.
Then in 2 weeks, okay. They will see. Okay, so see you all in the future, I suppose. Until then.
Hey,
bye.
That's my line. That's my line.
I stole it from you.
Bye.